Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through a brand new game I just got a little while ago, and with Halloween coming up, I figured this was a great opportunity to get this one to the table. This is Stranger Things Upside Down. This is a game by CMON Games. It is a 1 to 4 player game that takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half to play, and it's a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to complete whichever act or season that they've chosen to play. And in this game, seasons 1 and 2 are included. So in the video, I'm going to be playing through Season 1 and seeing if I have what it takes to make it through Stranger Things and save Will Byers. So as always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to stay up to date on all my videos, also give that notification bell a ring, and that'll let you know when I drop new stuff. Also, let me know if you want anything else on this particular game, if there's any other types of coverage, if you want to see another playthrough of Season 2, or if you're interested in a full teaching video on this one. Let me know in those comments down below, and let's go ahead and head to the table, and we'll see how this one plays. Alright, so moving into the game, there's a couple of additional things that I have to handle for setup, but first let's go over the characters I've chosen. So I took Dustin Harrison, Mike Wheeler, and Joyce Byers as my 3. And so from there, the last thing I have to do is place out the 2 allies for this season. So let's see who we're going to be starting with. So we have Karen Wheeler, and each one of them is going to have a number up at the top corner. That'll be the number of discs you have to place in there. We're going to start with the ones that are face down, and then the last one will be revealed. Oof. All right. And then the other one is going to be Steve Harrington. 1, 2, and 3. And he's a 2. Okay. All right, so Karen Wheeler, at the start of your turn, any one character in your location may lose 2 fear, which allows you to move the fear token back 2 spaces. That could be useful. And ignore the first fear you gain during any turn. That's also pretty nice. All right, so then I have to choose a character to start. So I think it is very thematic. I think it's very thematic for Mike to start us off, as he is the one that pretty much kicked this whole thing off. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Mike to start. And Mike's ability, he has a movement of 1, and he can perform a Help 11 action in any location without a foe. So that's pretty good. All right, so I think... Ooh. Oh, and we have to do action cards. So each of our characters are going to receive 5 action cards. Okay. So there's Mike's, Joyce, and Dustin. So what does Mike have? He has a 2 with help, a 2, and a 1. All right. So far in the game, I've determined that the fear track is a big deal. You have to really manage that. So that would be something to work on. And I think I'm going to work on getting an item. So I'm going to go ahead and play the 1 card to get +1 movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2. My movement step is done. And then I'm going to take my action. So I'm going to go ahead and get an item, and that gives me +2 to that result. And I'll go ahead and play 1 more 2 card. That way I'll get 4 items to choose from, and I'll take 1 of those into my area. So I'm going to draw the top 4 items of the deck. So I have cassette player, +3 to calm, gasoline, +2 to fight, pudding, +1 for 11's help, and bear trap, +3 to fight. Well, Mike really specializes on 11's stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and take the 11, and that way then he is going to be +1 to that. So then the rest of these will be shuffled back into this deck. And from there, then I have to draw back up. So I've used 3 cards, so I'm going to, or 2 cards. So I'm going to take 2 more action cards. So I have 5 in my hand, and from there then I'm going to draw a number of scene cards. That's going to be based on wherever 11 is on the track. So right now there's 1. And then each one of the action cards that I played, if they have any alerts on them, then I would add additional scenes for that. Now, one important thing I did find out by looking at some of the FAQ information on this is that there are going to be certain things such as the laboratory that are going to, when revealed, are going to reduce the number of alerts that you played. But you're always going to draw the number of cards from the act track. No matter what, you will not be able to reduce those. So at the very least, you're always going to be drawing 1 card during this first step. And then as it moves up, you're going to be required to draw more cards. So we have through the walls, each player in a location without another player gains 2 fear. Ouch, that's a rough one to start with. So each of our characters is up to 2 already. All right, so that's Mike's turn done. So we're over to Joyce next to go. So Joyce is going to be over there right now. She could try to recruit an ally. So what do we got here? Joyce has 2, 2 with an alert, a 1 with a help, 2 with an alert, and 1 with a help. So she's not really with anybody else at the moment. So she's got a movement of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and play an additional 1, so she has a movement of 2. And I'm going to go 1, 2 to the laboratory. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to handle one of those locations. So I'm going to play a 2 and a 2 with an alert. And I'll play the 1 as well. So I have a total of 5. I'm going to choose the 1 in the middle. So I have a 1 and a 2 for 3. So I have enough to complete that. So those will go back into the bag. And from there, then, I have to draw up a number of cards to replenish my deck. So I spent 4, so I get 4 back. And then we're going to, again, handle the scene. So I have 1 here plus 1 there, but now that this location is revealed, it's going to cancel this one that I played. So I'm only going to have to resolve 1, and then these will go into the discard pile. All right, so we have They're Everywhere. Move the closest patrol 2 locations towards you, then discard the top 3 cards of the action deck if the patrol is at your location. So it definitely will be. So I'm going to lose 3 cards from the top of the deck. And that is that. All right, that is Joyce's turn. Over to Dustin to go. How is Dustin's action cards looking? I have a 1, a 1, a 1, a 3, and a 2 with help. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. I'd have to get through 2 tokens. I think I'm going to try it just to be on a little on the risky side. I'm going to go ahead and play all 5 cards. That's going to give me a total of 8. So I have a 2, a 1, and a 1. So 4. Okay, not bad. So I will gain Steve. And then I have to place a new ally out. So we have Barb. And she's going to have 2 tokens. Now these tokens are both going to be face down. There's 1 and 2. Okay. And then, let's see, I did play 1 there. But again, I have this exposed, so I'm only going to have to handle 1. So I can go ahead and discard these. And I have to draw back up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 scene card. Each character in a location without another character is going to gain 2 fear. So there's another one of those. So both of these guys are going to gain 2, but because I have Steve, he ignores the first fear you gain during any turn. The first fear. So I wonder if that's just 1 point of fear or if that is all the fear. I think it's first fear You gain, I think it's the first of fear event, anything that triggers fear. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. So I don't think Dustin's going to gain any. All right. That is going to continue moving us over. So back over to Mike. At this point, I may want to try to regain some fear. So I'm going to go ahead and just move up here for 1 and just calm down. I get +2 to that. And then let's see what else I want to play. I'm going to play a 2. So that's going to let me calm down 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll draw 1 action card. It's a 3, and then I draw 1 scene card. All right, so we have security. Create a stack of 2 in an empty Hawkins laboratory slot. All right, so unfortunately that slot has been detected and we have to refill it. So I'm going to place 2 back on there. Okay. And then it moves over to Joyce's turn. So I may want to go up there with Mike and handle that. Try to calm down as well. Sure. All right, so I'm going to go up there. And gives me 2. And I'm going to go ahead and play this one here that is a 1 with help. So if you're in the same space as another character, that counts as 1 as well. So I'm going to be able to gain 4 back. And I get another action card. And then the scene token, or card. Toxic. Each character in the upside down must remove 1 of their items from the game or gain 2 fear. None of our characters are in the upside down at this point, so no effect on that one. All right, back over to Dustin to go again. So with Barb, it says, if you would become terrified, remove Barb from the game and reset your fear track to the start instead. Wow. Okay, so she's not bad either. But with Dustin, what now? Gaining an item might be good. Let's see, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to Main Street, and I get +2 to getting an item. And I'm going to go ahead and play a 2. So that's going to give me a total of 4 that I can pull. So here's 1. I have a blindfold, +2 to help 11. A bear trap for +3 to fight. Calm down, +3 for snacks. And another calm down, +3. All right. I don't know, the calm down might be good. I'm either between calm down or the bear trap. Well, Dustin likes snacks, so I think I'm gonna stay true and go with the snacks. All right. All right, and then he has to resolve a card. So we have Federal Patrols. Move each patrol 1 location towards you, and then each character discards 1 action card for each patrol at their location. So unfortunately, there's 1 there. And the shortest path to his location is going to move that one up. All right, so I have to lose an action card. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one here. Okay, so that's Dustin's turn. Back over to Mike. Mike, what to do with Mike? I can't go back here right now because the patrols are there. So Mike, I may want to try for the telekinesis. That's me discard 2 Demogorgon stacks, which would be really big for trying to help Will. And Mike has the ability that I may perform a Help 11 action in any location without a foe. And I am in with Joyce right now, so I could get some bonuses to that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try that. So Joyce is there, so I'm going to spend the 2 plus help and 2 plus help. So that's going to give me 6 total. And I'm going to go ahead and go with 9. I'm going to go with 11 and see how that goes. All right, so I got 3 tokens. First one is a 3, 3, and 5. Oof. So that is a total of 11. I have 9, 10, 11. Just enough. Whew, that was close. All right, so that'll clear that. And then I choose 2 of the Demogorgon stacks. I'm going to go with this one. So let's see how bad these are. So I have a total of 2, 4, 10 on that one. So not too bad. And I'll go with this one here. So with this one, this was a 5. Oof. 11, 12, 13. So that was a good pick. All right. And I had +1 there too, so I would have actually had a bonus to that. All right, so Mike, you're done with that. I didn't play any alert cards, so I won't have any additional pulls. And then 1 card here, so it's a search party. Choose 1 patrol to move 2 locations towards you. Then each character discards 1 action card for each patrol in their location. All right, so I'm going to guess I'm going to move this one here, because either way they're going to go, and then that way then Dustin doesn't have to lose another one. So both Mike and Joyce are going to lose a card. So I'll drop a 1 for Mike, and Joyce. Joyce also has a 1, so I'll drop a 1 from her as well. All right, Mike's turn is done, so over to Joyce to go. What else does Joyce have right now? She has a 3, 2 2s with alerts, and 1 with a help. All right. Well, I think I'm going to move Joyce over 1 and try to gain an item. And I'm going to go ahead and play the 3. So it's going to let me draw 3 cards from the item deck. Those are going to be a hazmat suit, +4 to investigate the lab. Will's drawings for +2 for Will, and help 11 +3. I am definitely taking Will's drawings, so that's going to give Joyce a +3 to rescuing Will. Oop. And hopefully that will make a difference there. All right, and then Joyce will draw 2 cards. And then I draw a scene. So we have the Demogorgon strikes. Move the Demogorgon to your location, and then any 1 character in your location gains 1 fear. If you are in the upside down, the character gains fear equal to the number of Demogorgon stacks instead. So he's going to move there, and 1 on Joyce. All right, so it's back over to Dustin. Dustin, what are you going to do? All right. And how are you looking? You have a 2, 2, 1, and 2. Okay, so not horrible. It'd be great to get back to the laboratory, but we have the van sitting there at the moment. Okay. So I think Dustin's going to go 1, 2 to the Wheeler house and do a help 11 and go with levitation. And got a lot of support from other characters here. I'm going to try my luck with 3 and see if I can pull it off with that. It's a 3. I'm good. Whew. That was close. All right. This is going to go back in the bag. And this one lets me reshuffle the top 10 cards of the action discard back into the deck. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that gives me a little extra time with the initial act. All right, and that's Dustin's turn, and he's got 2 cards, so he gets to draw 3. And he didn't have any fear in there, or any additional signs, so search party, choose 1 patrol to move 2 locations towards you, then each character discards 1 action card for each patrol at their location. All right, Mike's going to be next. He's got 4 cards already. Do I have anything? I do have a 1 that I could drop. So I think I'll do that and move that one 2, and then Mike has to drop a card, so he's going to drop a 1. And that will finish off Dustin's turn. So now it's over to Mike to go. Mike's going to move 1 into the laboratory. And he's got a total of, let's see, I don't have any help right now, so I have a 3. There's 5. Do I go with the 7? Or I could get an item and hope for the hazmat suit. I think I'm going to try my luck, and I'm going to use these 2, and I'm going to go with this bottom one here. So that's a 3 and a 2. I've been getting really lucky. Okay, so that will end his turn. I have 1 card left, so I'm going to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have 1 that this is going to cancel out, so I just have 1 card to draw. All right, move the Demogorgon to your location, and then any 1 character in your location gains a fear. All right, so he's going to move here, and I gain a fear. I am not in the upside down, so that's good. Okay, so that's Mike's turn. Over to Joyce to go. Joyce, I'd have to spend 1 card for movement. Try to help Will out. 2, 4. I'm going to go ahead and try it. So I'm going to spend 1 for an extra move. So that's 1, 2. And then I'm going to spend the rest of these. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 1 there for 9, and plus 2 here for 11. I have 4 tiles. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I got it. Whew. All right, so 1 out of the 3 will rescue locations is good. Okay, so these are discarded. Well, let's go ahead and draw first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to resolve 2 cards now because I have 2 of these out. 1 gets canceled here, but 1 does not. So I'm going to have to handle 2 cards. But I think that was a fair trade. I think that was a good choice. All right, so number 1 is creating a stack to cover that up. So security is definitely out and about. Okay. And the second card is Demogorgon Feeds. Create a stack of 2 in an empty Demogorgon slot. Okay. All right, so now the Demogorgon tokens are worth 3 apiece. Okay. All right, that will finish off Joyce's turn. We're over to Dustin to go. So Dustin's up there. How is his stack looking? He's got lots of 2s. Unfortunately, there's a number of them that have the alert tokens on them. So I don't know if I want to do too terribly much with him right now. So I'm going to go ahead and move here. So we go there and there. I could move through that, as foes do not. He can move through spaces with foes. And then I'm going to go and do a search. I'm going to try to get a second item. And I'm going to go ahead and spend a 2. So I'll be able to draw 4 items. Let's see what I can get here. So the first one is hazmat suits. Investigate the lab, fight, and calm down. Wow, these are all really good. I'm going to go ahead and take the hazmat suit though. That's +4 to investigate. So that'll help me clear in some of those tokens from the lab. And then I'll draw my card. We'll see what we get here. All right, so we have Papa. Discard all tokens from any unused 11 without activating it. If all powers were already used, then each character gains a fear instead. All right, so I got to choose one of them to eliminate without resolving it. I think both of those are pretty good. All right, I think I'm going to drop this one. So that would have been a 7 anyways. That would have been a tougher one. All right, so that'll handle that. All right, so that was Dustin's turn. So now we're over to Mike to go. So Mike's with the Demogorgon. So he either has to fight it or move. How is Mike doing here? We got 2, 3, lots of 2s, but unfortunately a lot of them are with others as well. All right. I think I'm going to move to Castle Buyers and try to gain an item. So I'm going to go ahead and play a 3. And then we draw 3. So it's a cassette tape, calm down, help 11, or rescue Will. Well, that wasn't really what I was hoping for, but well, let's go with the blindfold. So I've got +3 to helping 11. All right, and I'm going to draw 1 card. And where's Mike at? He's got a 4, so I get 1 here. And I have Federal Patrols. Move each patrol 1 location towards you. And each character discards a card. All right, so that one's going to go there. This one has to go here, so poor Dustin's going to lose a card again. Ugh. Oh, I forgot to draw 1 for Dustin. And I'll drop that. It's a 1. All right. So that was Mike's turn. Over to Joyce. Joyce probably should get out of the upside down. What does she have? One. Okay. So Joyce, I think I'll go up with Mike and I'll do a search. So I'm going to go ahead and play the 2 plus help with that. So that's a 3 and another 1 plus help. So I'm going to be able to draw 5 cards. So I'll redraw these 2 real quick since these don't have any alerts on them. And then I'm drawing 5 item cards. So I've got first aid, 4 plus 4 to calm down. Bear trap, plus 3 to fight. Rescue will, 3 to investigate the lab, and 2 to fight. So I think I'm going to take the bear trap for that. And these will be shuffled back in. So Joyce will be our protector. Try to fight off the Demogorgon. All right, so that will be Joyce's turn. And I have to draw a card. So we have They're Everywhere. Move the closest patrol 2 locations towards you that discard the top 3 action cards if the patrol's at your location. All right, so this one, no, this is the closest one. All right, so I have to draw up the top 3. There's 1, 2, and 3. So the action card deck is about ready to be flipped over here. All right, so that's Joyce's turn. It's over to Dustin to go. Dustin, what are you doing? And I've got a ton of help. It'd be great to be able to get in there and do some of that. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to move up. What is gather information? I wish they had a quick reference card for these things. All right, so it lets me reveal the top token of as many stacks as the action value if possible. Okay, so that one would basically let me flip over some of these stacks to see where we're at with things. Could be helpful. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. All right, so I've got to choose what to flip over. That gets discarded. Let's do... I'm going to do these 2, so that'll be 4 total. 4 stacks that I get to flip over. So let's do a rescue will. So there's a 1. And let's do the lab for 2. That's a 4. Yikes. Rescue will for 3. That's a 3. And should I do Psychic Blast or one of the Demogorgon stacks? Let's do that. So that's a 3. Okay. So then these are going to be, well, let's not discard them yet. So I'm going to handle this first. Well, according to the rules, I have to refill my hands first. So I am short, so I'll draw that. And then these have to be shuffled up, which is going to advance her by 1. This would be a great time to draw in the day. All right, and I think these get shuffled in as well, so I'll just remember that I have 1 additional. So So I'm going to have to resolve 3 at this point. We'll see how this goes. Got a bad feeling about this. All right. Starting with the first one. So, search party. Choose one patrol to move 2 locations towards you, then each character discards 1 action card for each patrol in their location. All right. 1, 2. All right, nobody's there, so that's good. That was my first. Second one is Connie reveal and remove the top friend or ally card. So we lose Officer Callahan. Start of your turn, you may discard 1 from the bottom of any Hawkins laboratory stack, even if it's the last one. Oh, that could have been useful. All right, so he's out. And that was the second one. And final one is Federal Patrols. Move each patrol 1 location towards you. And then each character draws 1 for each patrol in their location. All right, so they're both on me, so poor Dustin loses. And I have to draw 2 more into my hand. He's going to drop 2. So I've got 2s all across the board, so I'll drop the 2 with the 2 alerts. Well, let me hold on to the one with the help. Whoop. These 2 just have alerts, but no help. All right. So that was Dustin's turn. And then we're back over to Mike to go. So Mike's got a full hand now. And he's got a fair amount of helps too with a lot of alerts. So this might be a good time to try to get rid of that patrol, though. So I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to go ahead and do help 11. And so I'm going to play the 2 with help. So that'll count as 3. I'll do 2 with help again. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll do that. So we'll see where we're at here. So there's 3, 4, and 5. I way overdid it, but I got it. So that is going to remove 1 of the patrols from the game. So now we just have the 1 out there because they've been causing some trouble. All right, so I have to redraw my hand. So I'm going to get 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. And then I have to handle that. So I'm going to be drawing 4 cards this turn. Hopefully end of day comes up quickly here. Hey, there it is. End of the day. Reshuffle the scene stack and move the Demogorgon to any location in the upside down. Don't draw any more scenes this turn. So that was huge this turn. All right, so I have to reshuffle this. And then he gets moved to any location I want to in the upside down. I'm going to move him back there. So that's Joyce, or Mike, and we're over to Joyce. She's got a fair amount of stuff without too bad of stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and go after Will and see if I can get him. So I need to spend a card for movement. So 1, 2, and I do gain a fear for that. And I'm going to spend the rest of them to try to help him out here. So I got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll see what we got. And then I have plus 3 there for a total of 12. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're good. I was able to complete that. So the second location is down now. I just have the one left. So that's good. And I'm going to have to draw 3 cards this time because of this one. All right, Joyce gets to draw full hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll see what happens. All right, so first card is Papa. Discard all of the things from one of the locations. So do I either want to remove a scene or do I want to be able to restore 2 friends? At this point, I think the scene is probably the less of the 2 evils, or the least helpful out of this, as I think that friendship one would be a big one. Demogorgon feeds. Create a stack of 2. Okay, so the Demogorgon's back up to 4. But we had 2 tokens of his here and 1 there, so we have 1 at the very least. So one of those other tokens is 4, so we have a stack that's equal to 5 now, plus the 2 other tokens at this point. Okay, so that's the second one. I have 1 more. Toxic. Each character in Upside Down must remove 1 of their items from the game or gain 2 fear. I like my items, so I'm simply just going to gain 2 fear. And Joyce needs to get her butt out of the Upside Down. All right, so her turn is done. Over to Dustin to go. Dustin's going to move to the laboratory and try to handle one of those. He does have the investigate the lab. So do I try it with just a 2? No, I'm going to play another one because I'm hopefully be able to unlock that. So I'm going to go with this one here. So it's a total of 5. I pass that, and I will not have to resolve that one then. So I just have 2 cards that I'll draw in that situation. And I have to draw 4 back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 2 cards. First one is Demogorgon feeds, so another one into the stack. Okay. And second card is move the Demogorgon into your location. And then any one character in your location gains 1 fear, which Steve is going to stop that from happening, so I do not gain any fear. So that is it. And Dustin's turn is done. Over to Will to go, or Mike to go. Mike, what are you going to do? Mike doesn't have a ton of points right now. Well, Mike could go in and do a fight, though, with the Demogorgon. And try to take out one of those stacks. I don't have a ton of points, though. But I do have Dustin in there, which would help at least a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to move in. I'm going to try to fight the Demogorgon. I'm going to play this one for 2. Let's do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so 7 on the Demogorgon. And I think I'll go with this stack here. So there's 1 and 3. All right, so I'm good. Try to keep the Demogorgon somewhat reasonable here. The laboratory is still clear with that one section, so I'm only going to draw 2 cards from the scene deck and 4 more cards there. All All right, so first card is Daviau strikes. Move them into your location, and then one character in your location gains a fear. Mike's only got one, so I'm going to take one there. And second card is move each patrol one location towards you. So I'm going to move him there, and no effect on that. So it's over to Joyce to go. Joyce is going to, I need to move. 1, she's going to gain a fear. So I'm going to play a 1. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to try to calm down. And I'm going to play 5 for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So Joyce is going to gain 3. And then we're going to have 2 cards from the deck. First card is Toxic. Each character in the Upside Down must remove one of their items from the game. She got out just in time. And the second one is a Security. Oh, man, another one. All right. So another spot on Security. Security is there. All right. Oh, and I think I do get to move the Demogorgon when attacking. So I'm going to shove him down into the laboratory. That's part of that. All right. That was from Mike's turn. All right, so we're over to Dustin to go. Dustin's going to go ahead and go after the lab again. Continue working on that. I'm going to play that one there for a total of 3. And I'll play one more for a total of, so that'll give me 9. I'm going to go with that big one. Well, I know what's there. I'm going to go with this one here. So it's a 6. So I was able to clear it. So we're good there. And 2 cards. And 2 from the scene. Blood in the Water. Move the Demogorgon into your location, then each character in your location gains a fear. So Dustin doesn't because of Harrington, and Mike will. Same thing. So now Dustin will gain 1, and so will Mike. All right. That is Dustin's turn. Back over to Mike to go. Mike, what do you want to do? I'm going to go ahead and do a move action. I'm going to do a 2, so 1, 2. And I'm going to go ahead and try to recruit an ally. So I'm going to play a 3, 5, and go with 7. And it's a 4. Okay. So I didn't have to play that last card, but that's all right. All right, so I'm going to have, and I did play one of these for the move. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will gain Barb. We have a new ally coming out, Benny. 2 tokens. There's 1 and 2. All right, so Benny is here. Okay. And then I have to draw, so I'm going to take 2. So first one is they're everywhere. Move the closest patrol 2 locations towards you. 1, 2. And then the second one is another patrol. Man. Move the patrol 1 location towards you. Then each character discards 1 action card for each patrol their location. All right, so Mike, you're going to lose 1. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that one. Okay. So that'll finish off Mike's turn. Over to Joyce to go. Joyce. What is Joyce going to do? Joyce, I'm going to move, so she gets one move for free, or one movement point. There's 3 movement points. 1, 2, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And I'm just going to go ahead and try to gain an item for 1. Oh, wrong card. So it's a cassette player. I'm not going to get that, so I'm simply going to discard it. And I'll draw it back up to my hand size of 5. Okay. That'll be shuffled back in. And then I have 2 cards to draw. First one is a patrol. So that's going to add 1 back in, or cover that last location up again. Just can't keep these locations uncovered. And then the second one is draw each character in a location without another character gains 2 fear. So that's all of them. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So at this point, my goal is to try to get Joyce down here to rescue Will, as that is the last location, and that'll finish off the game. Right now, unfortunately, the patrols are blocking her path, her straightest path there. So that's an issue. And I've got her hand set up pretty well at this point, as I've got 3 3s and then a 2 and a 1. So she's got 12 points there, plus another 3 for Will, so she should be able to handle it. I just got to get her there. And it's Dustin's turn. He's got a lot of fear. I think I'm going to have to try to calm him down. So I'm going to go ahead and move up 1 and do a calm down action there. That's going to get me +2 and +3 for a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of it. So I think I'm just going to play a 1. Hopefully get a better card. Nope. So I calm down completely, and that will finish off his turn. So I'm drawing 2 cards from the season deck. So we have the Demogorgon is going to feed for another one. So we've got another stack here now. So Demogorgon's tokens back up to 5. So I'm looking at least 6 points. And we have a search party. Choose a patrol to move 2 locations towards you. That's great news. So I'm going to go ahead and go, well, 2 locations toward me. It's going to move into my location. So Dustin's going to lose a card. I'll just lose that 1 that I just drew. And that'll take care of his turn. All right. Now we're over to Mike to go. So Mike's got a lot of fear, but he does have Barb as well. If you become terrified, remove Barb from the game and reset your fear track to the start instead. So that is very helpful. And I could just come down here and get ready to help. That would be, or I could come here. I mean, he's the only one at this point, but it would give him something to do. Nah, I think I'm just going to move down, and I'm going to try to hold the line there. So I'm not going to take an action, so I'm going to gain a card, and then I have to resolve 2. So the first one is, all right, so she's going to drop another ally. So this one is going to be Officer Powell. And then the second card is Through the Walls. Each character in a location without another character gains 2 fear. So that was prime. So she is gone. Mike resets his fear to 2. Joyce is up 2. And Dustin will not gain fear because of Steve. All right, so that was Mike's turn, so it's over to Joyce. I have to spend one of my cards for a move. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. So she's going to move 2 into that location, and then she's going to go ahead and try to do it. So she's going to have 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15 points total. So we have 1, 0, 2, and 5. So it's a total of 8 points. We have rescued Will, and that is the game. I was able to pull it off at the end. Well, I think I finished that just in time. I was only a couple of action cards away from moving my 11 up, one more on that track, causing me to draw 3 cards at the end of each player's turn, plus any other cards that I generated. So things were really going to start ramping up. And again, that is the last chance, as though if you make it through that deck again, then the game is over and the players have lost. So I think I was able to get it done just in time before things really started going. But I hope you found the video helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if you noticed anything that I did wrong or what your thoughts are on this one, and if you'd like to see any other videos around this game. So until next time, I'll see you later.